Andy, thank you for being here today. You have a dream job. How did it all start?
It's strange actually, because there was an advertisement in the Kirika newspaper looking for a cadet journalist for Australian Soccer Weekly, which is Mr Skalkos's organisation, and I told my mother's cousin that I can't really apply because I don't speak Greek fluently or write it, but she said no, it was in English. So I applied for the job and the interview went well. Then my father found out that I applied for the job, and I only found out 2 weeks ago, would you believe this story. He rang up Mr Kiddis, who was the editor, to say, don't employ my son. And Mr Kiddis said, we've already got him. And that journey started back in 1983, and I was going to radio school at the same time, so I spent 2 years there. I learnt my craft there, and then I got a full-time job in radio. Radio is a fantastic medium, and at the moment, I've been on the Big Sports Breakfast for years, but I'm also producing 3 programs at Sky Sports Radio, from a fishing show, The Weekender, to the racing show, Winner's Circle, to Sports Sunday. What I love about radio is it's instant, immediate. So what you do on air, you live and die by the sword. Obviously at SBS, many great times, commentating the World Youth Championships, hosting World Cups, Fox Sports, the same thing, being the first presenter to commentate football on pay television in Australia. My one and only live commentary on location, as against being on location with SBS a lot, was Barcelona Real Madrid, 105,000 fans, FA Cup final, 1997 Middlesbrough Chelsea. When I commentate, I'm standing up when I commentate because I feel part of the crowd. That's how I've always felt. And a guy called Chris Faklaris scored a hat-trick, and Faklaris scored the 3rd goal, and from 35 metres it was like an Exocet missile. And the famous line was, as soon as that ball's about to hit the back of the net, I erupt. Everyone in Australia watching probably freaking out because the commentary was so famous by a lot of people. Basically, I just screamed out, "Faklaris! What a screamer from Chris Faklaris of Greek extraction!" I always found that I just called a game the way I saw it. I didn't go in there with any preconceived ideas at Sydney Olympic, I've got to talk them up or talk them down. I always talked about the game, and I always reacted to what happened in the game. Was I a little bit over the top, a bit over passionate? Yeah. But have you ever been to a football game and sat in your seat and twiddled your thumbs? No. Geez, Sir Alex Ferguson, coming down a lift, I knew one person in his group, I isolated him. Can I get an interview with Sir Alex? And he's laughing at me. I said, I'm going to have a crack, because I always did. It didn't worry me. Rejection never worried me. So he's come down the lift. I said, hi Sir Alex, it's Andy Paschalidis from Fox Sports Australia. The host broadcaster of the English Premier League. Is it possible to get a reaction to this game today? And he looked at me. You're Greek, aren't you? I went, yes, I am. Yes, I love Greece. I've been there. I'm proud of my Australian roots. I was born here. I'm patriotic. But I'm so proud of my history too. And sadly, I've only been to Greece once. For whatever reason, all my work journeys have not led me to Greece, and it only took the World Cup, 2006. I took 100 people to the World Cup, including my son, and then I went to Greece for the first time. I met so many famous people, Johan Cruyff. I interviewed Sir Bobby Robson. I've interviewed Pele. I've spent 3-4 days with Pele, like a mini biography with Pele. Alan Shearer, I get a phone call from Umbro to run his whole first ever trip to Australia. More recently, the recognition for what I've done, I mean, I'm an Australia Day ambassador. That is significant for me, because I've been one from 1995, and that's a recognition for what I've done, not just as a broadcaster, but someone in the community. I've engaged with fundraising events, different charities and whatnot, and each Australia Day I go out to all parts of New South Wales.
2004, how did you feel when Greece won Euro 2004?
We made the final, and let's be honest, did we think we'd win? We were patriotic, passionate to win. But Bay Street, 15,000 people, we win the game. And I saw that guy, the Adonis on the roof there, the guy on his bike with the Greek Simea riding up and down the street. You know, the Greeks going off. All of a sudden, the pristine waters of Botany Bay erupting with boats coming through. The local Greek population taking the day off. The shirts that were already out within hours of the final that we'd won Euro. And I'm there in Otsolia on national television all morning on Channel 9. And you know what? Has anyone got a photo of that? I must say, one thing I loved about SBS is they let me do pretty much anything. So we used to do all sorts of send-ups, impersonations, you name it. We'd film it. I got away with murder. Yeah, Special Olympics has been fantastic. I've been only a few months. I'm the New South Wales Fundraising and Partnerships Manager. It's an important role. I have to raise a lot of money to help kids with an intellectual disability have that opportunity to play sport, whether it's through the school system, adult disability groups, competitive nature, region, state, national, international. I love it. I've been involved with Special Olympics for 6 years with a lot of their sports events that I hosted, and it's just an extension of that. Puts me on a lot of pressure, but you know, we must realise one thing in life: there's a lot of people out there that are less fortunate than we are, and those kids particularly, they deserve every chance to play sport like anyone else. And the joy that you get out of seeing them achieve that, it's just hard to describe actually.
Andy, there's a funny story about George Danikian.
George is an idol actually, because he was the first real multicultural person that everyone looked up to as a newsreader on SBS. Now, I'm in Melbourne, going down a Commentator game. I'm in a cab, and the guy's looking at me. He's driving. He's looking. He looks at me and goes, "Mate, I know you from somewhere." I go, "Oh, maybe." He goes, "Are you from SBS?" And I'm thinking, "Yeah, Andy Paschalidis." "Yeah, of course." He goes, "You're George Danikian, aren't you?" I go, "No, dear." He goes, "Of course you are. You're George." I go, "No, Andy Paschalidis." "I don't like soccer."